High in the cool, misty mountains of China, a quiet forest is home to one of the world's most beloved animals, the giant panda. With their black and white coats and gentle movements, pandas have become global symbols of peace, cuteness, and conservation.
They spend most of their time eating, climbing, and resting among the bamboo that almost entirely fuels their diet.
In protected reserves like this one, keepers and scientists work to keep pandas safe, healthy, and thriving.
Every strand of fur and every rounded paw is instantly recognizable, and this unique look has inspired an unusual kind of luxury factory.
Around the world, you can now buy high-end panda leather bags that echo this animal's iconic black and white style. The name sounds controversial, but there's a surprising secret behind how these bags are actually made.
Today, we'll follow the full story, from panda reserves and airplane flights to a modern materials lab and a luxury bag workshop.
Despite the name, not a single panda skin is used, and no animals are harmed in the process.
Instead, the factory uses plant-based and high-tech materials, guided by careful observation and data from real pandas. We'll watch how their patterns are recorded, how their health is monitored, and how their image inspires a global brand.
By the end, you'll understand how a wild mountain animal became the visual heart of an ethical, modern materials factory.
To begin, we go back to where it all starts, the panda's world in the high bamboo forests.
Pandas live in cool, mountainous regions where bamboo grows thick under a canopy of fir and broadleaf trees. Here, bamboo is everywhere, and an adult panda can eat up to 40 pounds of it in a day.
They wander slowly through their territory, sniffing and listening more than they see.
The climate here is cool and damp, with changing mists that help keep the bamboo lush through the seasons.
Modern panda reserves recreate this environment while allowing keepers to track every animal closely.
A typical panda's day is a cycle of eating, resting, and playing, with long, slow pauses in between.
Social play helps the younger animals develop coordination and strength.
Keepers and veterinarians regularly examine eyes, teeth, and overall condition to catch health issues early.
Even the thickness and texture of their fur is monitored, because it reflects overall health.
Every patch of fur around the eyes and ears has a slightly different tone and pattern.
This reserve is also connected to the outside world, with a small airfield that links it to research and design centers.
Here, conservation staff coordinate with a factory brand
that builds its entire image around the panda.
The brand's promise is simple but strict. Panda-inspired visuals, but completely animal-free materials.
Designers, materials specialists, and logistics staff step out, ready to observe the pandas and coordinate transport. Inside the reserve, they follow strict rules set by conservation authorities. Specialized transport crates are brought out, built to keep pandas safe during short flights.
Keepers rely on familiar routines and calm behavior, rather than force.
Vets confirm each panda's identity with implanted microchips before leaving the reserve.
Digital records mirror the physical tags, so every movement can be audited later. This short ride is the first leg of a controlled journey that keeps the pandas as comfortable as possible.
A dedicated cargo aircraft approved for live animal transport is already waiting.
Before loading, handlers do a final check: airflow, food, and panda behavior.
Inside the cargo hold, each crate is strapped down to prevent movement during turbulence.
A vet travels with the pandas, watching for signs of stress or discomfort.
Once everything is checked and cleared, the aircraft begins its climb into the clouds.
In a few hours, the pandas will be in a completely different environment, but one still built around their needs.
During the flight, the vet checks the crates regularly, listening for normal breathing and sounds.
The crates are large enough for the pandas to sit, lie down, and keep eating.
Meanwhile, onboard computers log conditions, feeding data into the same system that will later track factory materials.
Their destination is a coastal city that hosts both research facilities and the main materials factory. The flight crew also sees live cargo status updates, so they can prioritize a smooth ride and landing.
Even as the plane descends, environmental controls keep conditions within a safe, narrow range.
Touchdown brings them to an airport adjacent to a cluster of research labs and production plants.
Ground teams move quickly but carefully to get the crates off the aircraft. From here, a dedicated truck will carry them straight to a nearby health and observation center. Within minutes, the pandas are off the airfield and on the road to secure indoor facilities.
This complex bridges two worlds, animal health on one side and materials innovation on the other.
The pandas emerge into a quiet area that feels more like a spa than a factory.
First, a warm mist shower rinses dust from the trip and keeps their coat in top condition. Their dense fur repels water, but the light mist helps cleanse the outer layer.
Loose hairs are collected, not thrown away, and will later help analyze fur structure and color.
Next, the panda steps onto a built-in scale so its weight can be recorded.
These images feed a pattern library used by designers back at the factory.
After their shower and weigh-in, the pandas go to a comfortable enclosure to rest and eat. And for them, the day now looks much like any other, with routines they recognize and accept.
Just beyond this corridor, however, we enter a very different world. The world of synthetic panda leather.
The electron microscopy confirms the structural integrity of the weave at maximum tension. Yes, the elasticity rating meets the parameters we set for the synthetic blends.
By looking at hair under magnification, they can see how thick, hollow, and flexible it is.
Designers then translate these characteristics into patterns for a vegan, panda-inspired leather.
Despite the name, the panda leather used for bags is a plant-based composite with no animal skin at all. The goal is to match the softness and visual contrast of panda fur without copying it exactly or harming any animal.
Finished sheets peel away from the belt like a continuous vegan leather ribbon. These rollers are engraved to create the fine, random grain associated with high-end leather. Under pressure and mild heat, the material takes on a soft, leather-alike feel. Computer-controlled print heads lay down the dark sections with millimeter precision. Downstream from the materials line is a dedicated workshop where bags are handcrafted.
Each production run starts with carefully selecting which parts of the pattern will appear on each bag.
Templates are laid out to balance black and white panels for a pleasing, recognizable design.
Cut pieces are sorted by type, so each bag can be assembled like a 3D puzzle.
Edges are thinned so seams will lie flat and feel smooth to the touch.
Heavy-duty sewing machines use strong threads to form the main seams.
Panels come together to form the familiar boxy shape
of a structured bag.
Metal hardware adds both function and a feeling of luxury weight. Edge paint seals the material and gives every line a clean, finished look.
A soft inner lining, often decorated with small panda motifs, completes the interior.
A final steaming step relaxes the material and perfects the bag's silhouette.
Inspectors look closely for misaligned patterns, loose threads, or surface defects.
Only bags that pass this check move on to packaging and shipment.
A hang tag explains how a portion of profits supports panda habitat conservation.
Each piece is stuffed, protected, and slipped into a dust bag for storage.
Labels and QR codes connect each box to a specific production batch and destination. Pallets are wrapped and loaded into containers bound for warehouses and boutiques around the world.
From factory floor to your doorstep, the journey blends heavy industry with refined craftsmanship.
Meanwhile, far from the shops and factories, the animals that inspired it all continue their quiet lives in the bamboo.
If you enjoyed seeing the hidden journey behind this panda leather factory, subscribe for more factory stories from around the world.